In today's content, we delve into a thrilling encounter of modern marvels of aviation, the suave Rafale hailing from France and the robust Su-35, Russia's pride. Our story is set in the skies of Egypt, where the Egyptian Air Force conducts a riveting showdown between these two spectacular aircraft. Allow me to guide you through the highs and lows of this extraordinary encounter. However, it's essential to remember that the outcome of such an encounter is not simply a game of chance. It is a ballet in the sky, a dance dictated by tactics, the skill of the pilots, and the peculiarities of the training exercise in question. Moreover, the reality of an actual combat is far more intricate than what training scenarios can replicate. Delving deeper, both the Su-35 and Rafale, the stalwarts of their respective nations, are a spectacle to behold. Their mastery in actual combat can hinge on a plethora of variables. These factors range from the efficacy of the training imparted, battle strategies deployed, to the adept usage of state-of-the-art electronic paraphernalia and armament, which can dramatically sway the balance in one's favor. In the summer of 1986, the Phoenix Rafale, a creation of Dassault Aviation, took its inaugural flight. However, it was not until 2001 that the French Air Force welcomed it into the fold. By January 2019, 175 Rafale aircraft were with three distinct variants: Rafale B, the two-seater, Rafale C, the single-seater, and Rafale M, the naval fighter. Known as the crown jewel of the French defense industry, the Rafale is a versatile combat aircraft, distinguished by its delta-wing design and top-notch electronic systems. It is indeed a haute couture among fighter jets, boasting superior quality and cost-effectiveness. With dimensions that include a length of 15.27 meters, a wingspan of 10.8 meters, and a height of 5.34 meters, the Rafale can reach a remarkable speed of 2,250 kilometers per h. Its combat range of 1,800 kilometers and a ceiling of 18,000 meters outperform even the heavyweights like the Russian Su-30, Su-35, and the American F-35. The Rafale's arsenal comprises a blend of air-to-air and air-to-ground weapons, such as anti-aircraft and anti-ship missiles, radar jamming missiles, and guided bombs. The Phoenix boasts an active electronically scanned array radar, twin Snecma M88-4E afterburning engines, and unbeatable aerodynamics to minimize radar cross-section and apply infrared stealth technology. The Rafale's incredible agility and speed enable a plethora of attack options and strategic collaboration. The integrated Spectra electronic warfare system with sensors allows pilots to understand the combat situation and choose the course of action from a distance of 200 kilometers. It also enhances survivability. The jet comes equipped with state-of-the-art communication systems such as multi-purpose radar, infrared search and track, voice-activated command entry, and laser tracking. All electronic devices on board utilize integrated modular technology for functions such as flight control, data fusion, targeting, and communication among squadron pilots. The Rafale first proved its mettle in Operation Odyssey Dawn, establishing no-fly zones in Libya, Mali, Afghanistan, and currently carries out combat missions in Syria. However, it really stirred the scene when it was reported to transform the Russian Su-35 into mere scrap. The Su-35, one of Russia's top-tier air superiority fighters, features high maneuverability and radar-absorbing materials. It is equipped with cutting-edge electronic systems, and its lifespan is 6,000 flight hours, making its presence likely for the next 30 years. The primary anti-ship missile of the Su-35 is the Kate-31A/AD, with a range of 100 kilometers, and each fighter can carry 6 of these missiles. This, combined with the durability of the fighter, allows it to act as a maritime strike aircraft and engage targets far from Russia's coastal waters. The Su-35 and Rafale, both 4++ generation multi-role fighters, are formidable opponents. The question of supremacy can only be decided via a direct confrontation. However, this was unnecessary as the Egyptian Air Force, the only air force to operate both fighters in its combat fleet, organized an aerial showdown in July 2021. Despite the restrictions imposed for security reasons, the Egyptian Air Force demonstrated the full potential of both fighters. The results revealed that despite Russia's claims of the Su-35 being the most agile fighter with formidable electronic countermeasures, it succumbed to the Rafale. The Phoenix effectively neutralized the radar fire control station on the Su-35, leaving the Russian fighter blind and defeated. In the arena of aerial combat simulation, the Su-35 took the aggressive stance, assuming the role of the predator. Nevertheless, thanks to the prowess of the Spectra system, aiding in protection and countermeasures against adversaries' electronic warfare apparatus, the Rafale effortlessly overturned the Su-35's initiatives. The French combatant triumphant in scrambling the phased array radar, PR, on its Russian counterpart, thereby disabling it. Once the radar was incapacitated, the Russian combatant could no longer deploy weapons accurately, leading to its swift downfall to the Rafale. The exact tally of such training exercises between these two combatants remains uncertain, but the outcome provided intriguing insights. It underscored the dominance of Western airborne electronic warfare systems over their Russian counterparts. With the Su-35's radar rendered sightless, its large radar cross-section made it an easy quarry for Rafale. The Su-35's high thrust-to-weight ratio, courtesy of the AL-41F1S engines, was futile as the aircraft was still constrained by the 9G load threshold for pilots. This episode was perceived as a significant endorsement for the Rafale, while simultaneously it was a severe setback for its export prospects. Why? Because the more technologically advanced it becomes, the steeper the price. This French marvel comes with a hefty price tag, reaching or exceeding $90 million, exclusive of weapons. Initially, the French Phoenix faced an uphill battle in the export markets. Despite Paris often laying out attractive investments and incentives to prospective buyers, Rafale started tasting success only from 2020, with Greece becoming its first European customer through a €2.3 billion contract. They procured 6 brand new and 12 used aircraft for €1.92 billion and allocated €400 million on equipment for these planes. However, prospective Rafale buyers had to purchase the French-made missiles as they couldn't use their missiles, reducing its competitiveness against those countries that could use diverse missiles, such as the Su-2730, newer versions of the F-15, 16, 18, and the JS-39 Gripen. Despite these headwinds, the Indian Air Force declined Russia's offer to purchase an upgraded version of the Su-30 MKI or Su-35 and opted for the Phoenix, acknowledging its superior combat capabilities in spite of its steeper price. Prime Minister Narendra Modi even remarked that if India had Rafales during a recent skirmish with Pakistan in the Kashmir Highlands, they might have averted defeat. However, it's paramount for New Delhi to keep tabs on its colossal neighbor to the north and east, China. China has armed itself with the 4++ generation Chengdu J-20 fighter aircraft in anticipation of a potential aerial face-off over the challenging Himalayan terrain. So let's conjecture how China might deploy its stealth fighter, the J-20, against the Indian Rafale fleet. China's J-20 stealth fighter is believed to have undergone extensive testing in the high-altitude Tibetan Plateau region, home to Daocheng Yading Airport, the highest-altitude airport worldwide. The aircraft has been spotted multiple times at this airport, nestled amidst the world's tallest mountain ranges, making it a perfect spot for high-altitude testing. As a fifth-generation stealth fighter, it's crucial for the J-20 to validate its capabilities when operating in high-altitude and mountainous terrains. The rugged terrain and unpredictable weather conditions at such altitudes present challenges that no aircraft, regardless of its generation, can overlook. The thin air high altitudes demands the aircraft's engines to function efficiently for seamless flight. Operating from high-altitude air bases in Tibet implies that the J-20 will carry fewer weapons and less fuel, potentially limiting its combat range and effectiveness. This poses a predicament for Beijing as its air bases are located farther from the actual control line, which is the disputed border, implying Chinese aircraft will suffer a disadvantage when facing off with Indian aircraft. Moreover, experts suggest that China's stealth aircraft lack combat experience and are untested in real combat scenarios. There is minimal publicly accessible information about their capabilities, with some data suspected to be inflated by China's state media. Former Indian Air Force Air Marshal Anil Chopra also appraised the J-20, highlighting its flawed engines and design that fails to reduce radar cross-section effectively. In infrared conditions, the J-20 might shine like a beacon to an opponent's aircraft. In contrast, the Rafale has significant combat experience in various roles and excels at high altitudes with its ceiling of 16 km. It also outperforms the J-20 in terms of speed, agility, and effectiveness against electronic warfare systems. But can the Indian Air Force's Rafale stand up to China's fifth-generation J-20 fighter in a real showdown? We'll have to wait and watch. In this fashion, the Rafale has slowly yet steadily won the trust of numerous countries despite its astronomical price.